Alrighty guys, it has been over 2 years since I have made a fire alarm video for you all, but figured why not post another one. And another thing, this is also my first fire alarm video with my new camera, so hopefully this video turns out to be pretty decent. But anyways, this is going to be an overview and test of a 1994 Space Age Electronics SM24D fire alarm remote strobe. This is only the strobe. There's no horn or anything, which obviously is a good thing since I don't have hearing protection on at the moment. But if I were to have an alarm that has a horn and a strobe, I would have to wear hearing protection. So, anywho, let's go ahead and take a look at the alarm altogether, and then after we look at the specifications on the back and whatnot, then we will give it a test. So, of course, we have our front, which obviously holds the strobe. This is an absolute huge plastic refractor, which obviously is clear. There's just a couple slight bends, so you can obviously see the strobe from a far distance. Of course, the aluminum reflectors right here housing the arc tube. You can see the arc tube inside of there very clearly. So there's that. And this alarm is surprisingly in very good shape. So anywho, of course, we have our lettering on the side of the alarm, which of course spells fire. And of course, this is what it looks like on the side of it if you were looking at from up above, if this was installed on a wall. And then of course we have our top, which of course, nothing too fancy, although there's a hole there and a hole there on the bottom. Don't know why that is. But anywho, let's go ahead and take a look at the back now. These 4 screws here hold both the black plate and the alarm housing all together, and of course the strobe circuitry. So anywho, right here we have our terminal right here to wire this thing up. Anywho, there's our positive and our negative, and right here is our specifications. So let me go ahead and show you it real quick. Right here we have, of course, it's UL listed, signaling device, and this particular strobe outputs 110 Candela of brightness, which is super bright. It's definitely bright enough to see from a distance. And of course, 20 to 30 volts DC and 115 milliamps. And of course, ADA recommends fire alarms to be higher than 75 Candela. So luckily this one's 110. So this one is definitely bright enough. And of course, our model number is right here. Is an SM24D, and of course our manufacturing date of the alarm, which is of course September 19th of 1994. So this alarm is near 30 years old, and it surprisingly still works after all these years, which I think is amazing. So let me go ahead and flip the alarm back to its top so that you can see the strobe. So anywho, I'm going to give you some more specifications about this alarm, and then we will give it a quick test to see how it functions. So anywho, this particular alarm has a potentiometer inside the strobe so that you can actually adjust the flashing rate of the strobe, which I think is pretty cool considering that not a lot of newer fire alarms have that feature because, you know, they're conventional and they can be coded from the panel because of a sync module inside of the panel, or if it was built in. So I think that's pretty cool in a way. A lot of older fire alarms have that. So, anywho, warning to all people with epileptic seizure. If you have epileptic seizure, then don't watch this video. So I just wanted to let you guys know that. So, anywho, there's that. And I don't think I have anything else in mind. So, anywho, I have this alarm hooked up right here. And of course, like I said, this alarm works between 20 to 30 volts DC. And I have a 24 volt DC adapter right here. So you can see the adapter right here. It is input 100 to 240 volts. So this adapter can be used worldwide. And of course, the output is 24 volts DC, 0.65 amps, which is 650 milliamps. So this adapter is strong enough to run the alarm. So anywho, let me just go ahead and give you the specifications of the adapter. So if you want to read pause right now. So this particular adapter was made in China on the 19th week of 2010. So this adapter is somewhat old, but it still works very well. So I'm going to go ahead and plug it back in. There we go. Make sure that's nice and good in there. So, all right. So I think that is that. So now, again, if you have epileptic seizure, then do not watch this part of the video. So I'm not responsible to anyone. But anywho, with that being said, let's go ahead and turn on the alarm and see how bright this alarm flashes. So without further ado, let's go ahead and test this old space age alarm. Here we go. So, as you can see, there was a bit of a delay because of the adapter. The components needed to warm up, and also the capacitor inside of the strobe had to warm up too, because, you know, it has to charge up and then, of course, spark so that the arc tube flashes. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a close-up view of the arc tube. You can see all of the flashing inside of there. And like I said, I tried to make it flash at the tempo of a clock, so it may be off, but I tried my best. But like I said, this strobe here is very bright. So anywho, let me go ahead and show you what it looks like. So this is what it looks like when it lights up the ceiling. So yep, this is a very bright remote strobe. So again, this alarm is mainly used in small rooms and, of course, bathrooms. So, anywho, I believe that concludes this part of the video. So, hope you guys enjoyed this test of this old space-age electronics alarm. And if you have any questions, then don't hesitate to put them in the comments section below of this video. So, if you have any questions, like I said, please be sure to like, comment, rate, and, of course, subscribe. And thank you all very much for watching.